Every one of these cornbread muffins has the macros of a protein bar. They are super easy to make, and on top of that they are very versatile. I'm gonna show you multiple use cases with sweet and also savory meals where these taste delicious. To start, place a bowl on a scale and add 60 grams of cornmeal. Cornmeal is sometimes also called polenta, not corn flour. Corn flour and cornmeal are both made from ground corn, but corn flour is much finer and gives you a completely different texture when baking, so please use cornmeal. Next, add 60 grams of all-purpose flour to help with the structure of the muffins and 60 grams of protein powder. The best option is a Casein whey blend because it keeps the muffin moist. However, you can also use whey protein if you do something I will show you in just a second. Next is a pinch of salt, half a teaspoon or 3 grams of baking powder, and a quarter teaspoon or 1.5 grams of baking soda. Then give the dry ingredients a whisk until everything is combined. In a second bowl, start with 150 grams of Greek yogurt. You can use fat-free Greek yogurt or skyr, this is the alternative. Both have incredible macros with about 60 calories and 10 grams of protein. However, if you want to make the muffins even better, use 5% fat Greek yogurt. It adds around 70 more calories, but in my opinion it's well worth it. Next, add 100 grams of egg whites. 100 grams of egg whites is the equivalent of 2 whole eggs. We are just saving 100 calories from the yolks. Of course, you can simply add 2 whole eggs instead. Then add 100 grams of buttermilk. The name buttermilk suggests a high-calorie drink, but it's actually quite the opposite. It has only 1% fat and is super low in calories and adds a nice tang to the muffins. If you cannot find this, just use regular milk. Finally, add 30 grams of melted butter, and this is arguably the most important ingredient. Yes, butter has a lot of calories, about 700 per 100 grams, but it's super important because it prevents the muffins from becoming dry, especially if you use whey protein powder. Now there's one ingredient that many recipes use instead of butter, and it's applesauce. This works surprisingly well at keeping baked goods moist, so if you don't want to use butter, use 100 grams of applesauce instead. This saves you around 200 calories, but obviously the muffins will be not as good as with butter. Before we combine the batter, I'm gonna pull out my muffin tin and add paper muffin liners. They are about 7 centimeters or 3 inches wide. Please don't spray oil into the muffin tin instead of using the liners. The batter will stick because there is simply not enough fat. Now combine the dry and the wet ingredients and whisk for about 30 seconds until smooth and creamy, and then use a ladle to distribute the batter into the molds. This batter makes about 8 to 10 muffins depending on the depth of the muffin forms. Keep in mind they will still expand in the oven because of the baking powder, so just try to not overfill them, but if you do, just take a spoon and take some batter out and distribute it to another mold. Now bake in the preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 F for 15 minutes. They will get a beautiful color, but before that, a quick thank you to today's sponsor, Hume Health, and their body analyzer pot. This device is much more than a regular scale. With frequency-based sensors built into the handle, it scans your entire body, arms, legs and torso, and gives you detailed readings like muscle mass and body fat for each region. After the scan, everything syncs automatically to the free Hume app, where you can set goals and track changes over time. Instead of just showing your weight, it gives you a complete breakdown of how your body is progressing, including muscle mass and body fat. You can also connect the app to your phone's health data, sleep, nutrition and daily activity like steps to get personalized insights that you can actually understand. If you want to try it, use my code Felu or click the link in the description. The code stacks with their current sale for up to 50% off, which is a great deal in my opinion. Big thanks to Hume Health for supporting their channel. So now look how beautiful these muffins are. That golden brown color is exactly what we want. This is also the reason why I'm adding baking soda on top of baking powder. The baking soda amplifies browning and adds more flavor. If you want to be 100% sure your muffins are done, the best way is to use a food thermometer. They are quite cheap and super useful. Aim for around 90 degrees Celsius or 190 degrees Fahrenheit, and then remove the muffins from the tin, place them on a plate and let them cool for about 30 minutes. Now there are multiple ways to eat these cornbread muffins. The most obvious first, place the muffin on a plate and top it with Greek yogurt and 5 grams of honey, and you have a simple and super speedy breakfast. Another way, especially nice when the muffins are a couple days old and slowly becoming slightly dry, chop them into cubes, put them into a glass and fill it up with milk, and now you have your high protein drink where you can scoop out these bits of cornbread. Cornbread can also be combined with savory meals for people who like the contrast of sweet and salty dishes. However, I only recommend this if you have neutral tasting protein powder because the vanilla flavor can be a bit off-putting. For example, cornbread works great with soups or with things like chili con carne. Cornbread and chili is a very popular combination in the US. You can use the chili recipe I made a while back on my channel, the link will be in the description, and this combination I promise tastes great. The cornbread muffins themselves last 3 to 5 days in the fridge, and the entire recipe has 997 calories with 85 grams of protein, so each muffin has about 100 calories and 8.5 grams of protein. I made a cookbook that has helped over 10,000 people lose weight. How, you ask? Because it's full of macro-friendly recipes that fill you up and taste delicious, so you don't even feel like being on a diet. And I'm also about to drop an update with 20 more recipes, which you will get for free once you've purchased it. The book has a rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars. It can truly change your life. The link is in the description. Also check out my Nakiri style knife made from German steel. It's back in stock and it's an incredible knife for most kitchen applications.